When determining the appropriate size of flexible metallic conduit, or flex, for a 220 volts 4-wire feed to a hot tub utilizing 10 American wire gauge wiring with a 30 amp supply, the answer is 1/4 inch. To elaborate on how this size is determined and why it's essential, let's delve into the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and related electrical practices. Firstly, it's crucial to understand that the NEC provides guidelines for safe and effective electrical installations. Conduit sizing is primarily governed by Chapter 9 of the NEC, specifically Table 4, which dictates the maximum number of conductors permitted in conduit or tubing. However, to accurately utilize these tables, it is necessary to know the conductor's dimensions and insulation type. In this instance, you are dealing with 10 AWG conductors. The specific insulation type, such as THHN, THWN, or others, affects the overall diameter of the wire. Assuming we're using THHN insulated 10 AWG wires, which are common in residential and commercial applications due to their heat resistance and suitability for dry and damp locations, we must look up the approximate diameter of the wire. These values can typically be found in Chapter 9 Table 5 and associated tables. For 10 AWG THHN, the outer diameter is approximately 0.130 inches without the insulation. With insulation, this diameter increases. You'll need to consult the wire manufacturer's specifications or the NEC tables for the exact diameter, but a common estimate is around 0.20 inches including insulation. Next, consider the 4-wire feed to the hot tub. The 4 wires generally consist of 2 hot wires for the 220-volt supply, a neutral wire, and a grounding wire. Each of these wires must be accommodated within the conduit. Now, to determine the correct conduit size, the percentage fill is considered, meaning how much of the conduit's internal area can be occupied by conductors. The NEC specifies these fill percentages to ensure adequate space for heat dissipation and to prevent damage to the conductors during installation. For 3 or more conductors, the maximum fill percentage is typically 40%. This is to allow sufficient space for pulling the wires and to manage heat. To calculate the required conduit size, first determine the total cross-sectional area of the 410 AWG wires. The area of a single wire is calculated using the formula pi multiplied by the radius squared, where the radius is half the diameter of the insulated wire. If we approximate the insulated diameter as 0.20 inches, the radius is 0.10 inches, and the area of one wire is approximately 3.14159 multiplied by 0.10 squared, which equals 0.314 square inches. Multiplying this area by 4 wires gives a total conductor area of approximately 0.1256 square inches. Now, you must consult NEC Chapter 9 Table 4, or other relevant tables that provide the internal area of different conduit sizes. You are looking for a conduit size where the 40% fill area is greater than or equal to the total conductor area of 0.1256 square inches. When referencing the NEC tables, you'll find that the internal area of 1/2 inch flexible metallic conduit is limited, and it may not accommodate 410 AWG wires while adhering to the 40% fill rule. The 3/4 inch flexible metallic conduit offers more internal area, but it might still be insufficient depending on the exact dimensions of the conductors and the specific type of flex being used. A 1-inch conduit provides even more space, and a 1/4 inch conduit offers considerably more capacity. Given the requirement for 4 wires, including the grounding wire, which could potentially be a larger size depending on the specific installation requirements and local codes, and considering the need for ample space for heat dissipation and ease of installation, a 1/4 inch flexible metallic conduit is a practical and code-compliant choice. The 1/4 inch size ensures that you stay well within the NEC fill percentage guidelines, reducing the risk of overheating and making the wire pulling process easier. Additionally, local electrical codes and regulations may have specific requirements that supersede the NEC. Always consult with a local electrical inspector or licensed electrician to ensure compliance with all applicable codes in the installation area. Moreover, consider the specific fittings and connectors being used with the flexible metallic conduit. These fittings must be appropriately sized for the conduit and must provide a secure and watertight connection to prevent moisture from entering the conduit and potentially damaging the wires. It's also essential to use proper strain relief connectors to prevent the wires from being pulled or damaged at the connection points. When installing the conduit, ensure that it is adequately supported to prevent sagging or damage. Use appropriate conduit clamps or straps to secure the conduit to structural elements. The spacing between supports should comply with NEC guidelines and local codes. In addition to conduit sizing, ensure that the wiring method is suitable for the environment. Flexible metallic conduit is generally suitable for dry locations, but if the hot tub is located in a wet or damp environment, liquid tight flexible metallic conduit, or LFMC, may be required. LFMC provides a watertight seal to protect the wires from moisture. Also, always use appropriately rated conductors for the application. THHN/THWN conductors are a common choice for hot tub wiring because they are suitable for both dry and wet locations. However, ensure that the conductors are rated for the temperature and voltage requirements of the hot tub. Grounding is a critical aspect of hot tub wiring. The grounding wire must be properly connected to the hot tub's grounding terminal and to the electrical panel's grounding system. This ensures that any fault current is safely diverted to ground, reducing the risk of electric shock. Furthermore, a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, is required for hot tub circuits. The GFCI protects against ground faults, which can occur if current leaks from the hot tub's electrical system to ground. A GFCI will quickly detect a ground fault and trip the circuit, preventing electric shock. When selecting a GFCI, ensure that it is rated for the appropriate voltage and current. It is recommended to install the GFCI in the electrical panel that feeds the hot tub circuit. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing the GFCI. Proper labeling of the hot tub circuit is also essential. Clearly label the circuit breaker and the electrical panel as hot tub circuit to prevent accidental disconnection or tampering. In summary, when sizing flexible metallic conduit for a 220 volts 4-wire feeder hot tub using 10 AWG wire with a 30 amp supply, a 1/4-inch conduit is a suitable choice. However, always consult the NEC local electrical codes and a qualified electrician to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. Consider factors such as wire insulation type, conduit fill percentage, environmental conditions, and grounding requirements to ensure a safe and effective installation.